Hi everybody, my name is Dominique O'Brien. I live in Richland in Buena Vista Township, New Jersey. I've lived here my whole life pretty much. And so I'm going to tell you some more information and demographics about my town. This is, the first picture here is an example of one of our farmlands in Buena Vista Township. There are a ton of farmlands around just like this one, and people use this as their livelihood. So let's dig in. So like I said, you'll find a lot of farmland around my township. You'll also find vineyards, tons of trees. We are actually located in the pine lands, which is it's preserved land. So you have to get permission to build upon that. You can't just cut down pine land trees and stuff. So that's something that's important around here. You'll find in this picture the Richland General Store. It's really, really old, and it looks a little bit, you can tell it's old, but people actually travel from all over the place to find unique things that they might need or just get a good deal. I guess Gary, the owner, has good prices. So, and people just really like the history behind this general store, so they'll travel out from outside of our town to get stuff from them. Our township is rural. A lot of areas around us are rural, so there's tons of farmland, and just you have to drive at least 20 to 30 minutes to get a lot of places. So luckily we have the ShopRite, our grocery store, 10 minutes down the road, so we don't have to go too far for groceries. But everything else is going towards Philly. If we want to go to Philadelphia, it takes us 45 minutes. If we want to go to the shore, it takes us about a half an hour. So let's dig into some of the demographics. So there's roughly 7,488 people in Buena Vista Township. They're slightly more male than female. There's 3,860 male, 3,628 female. There are primarily white people living in Buena Vista Township, and then there are 563 Black people living here, 989 Hispanic, and so on and so forth. There are a lot of Hispanic families that I'm sure are not even counted in here, because we have a high rate of Mexican families, which they actually end up, a lot of them work on the farms or help with construction companies around locally, and a lot of times the owners of the farms and such will provide homes, housing and such, for their employees. So here you can see the demographics of different age groups. We have it looks like the highest numbers we have are the age brackets between 25 and 54 years old, and then 65 and 74-year-olds. There are 823 estimated population. So those are the higher age groups. And the 85 years and over, there's only 104, so that's the least amount in each of the categories. And I'm thinking my idea of why that may be is because we do have a lot of people that work in construction, forestry, fishing, farming, hunting. So that's hard on your body, and they're always out in the sun. They're always working manual labor, and they're working their bodies out a lot more intensely than if you were to have a desk job. So they might end up with skin cancer sooner because they're out in the sun all the time. They might, their bodies are just overworked and they're tired. So, that's most likely why there are less amount of people that age over 85 years old. Up at the right-hand side there are horses from D&D Stables, which is a local horse farm where people can take horse riding lessons and go see the barrel racing and such like that. In the middle is actually a piece of one of the Twin Towers from 9/11. I just found out yesterday that our fire department has a piece of the Twin Towers, which I thought was really amazing, and it was moving to me. And then the upper left-hand corner is one of the cornfields right across the street from our local ice cream shop. We have very low a very low crime rate here in Buena Vista Township. So there's not really a concern for like murder or rape. No one's getting shot on the regular. It's safe, like you don't really have to worry about when you go in your backyard. Like you can feel safe to just be in your backyard. No one's going to bother you. So which is really nice, because that's not how it is in every area around me. Like just a few towns over in Bridgeton, I service that area for my job, and a lot of times the kids are not allowed to play outside because there are like drug addicts and prostitution, is going on, and shootings are going on. So they're not really allowed to be outside as much as a kid that grows up in my town. Here are some of the percentages of like education in my town. So pretty much everybody is able to accomplish at least a high school diploma. It looks like a lot of people can manage that. Then the rates start to drop once it gets to a bachelor's degree. So it looks like to me that a lot of people have more than they're able to accomplish that a high school diploma, because there's less than a high school diploma. There's only 12%. I don't know, from what I could see, it's an average dropout rate as well, from comparing to other things. A lot of people in my township tend to go for like education degrees or social services and business degrees. So if they want to own a construction company or something along those lines, they can kind of have that business background as well. So it's beneficial for them. Here are some of the local employers that we have. There's not a whole lot that are super great, but somebody might want to work for the school district and be a teacher or a guidance counselor or something like that. Again, farmers, huge thing here, construction. They might want to work for the state police, which is, they're the ones that are in charge of, making sure everybody's safe around here. Our schools got a decent rating. We have an average of B- amongst the schools. I went to St. Mary's School, which is not listed on niche.com, but I have to say that I feel that I got a good education from St. Mary's, which is a private school located in Buena Vista Township. This is a picture right here of the Buena Braves Athletic Association at our local park, Michael W. Park. They can try out to be cheerleaders or on the football team, and it kind of gives them an opportunity to become involved in the community. Any events that we have, they'll be there, like dressed up, and it's a good chance for them to be active in the community. So in the 2016 presidential elections, 51.16% of Buena Vista Township residents voted Republican and 43.23% voted Democratic. Our mayor, Chuck Chirillo, is a Democrat, and he has been in office for about 22 years, so he's been here a while. And a lot of the people in New Jersey, as far as like senator, representatives, and all those others, tend to be Democrat as well. These are the churches in Buena Vista Township. The St. Mary's Roman Catholic Church, the second one on the left column, is where I went to receive my sacraments. When I went to St. Mary's Regional School, I would receive my reconciliation and communion and stuff like that. This is a list of our community events. There are more, but these are our main ones. And the picture on the right is from the Independence Day Festival. And they are some of our volunteer firefighters for Richland Fire Department. This is a map of my community. And I am right around here because I'm right off of Route 40. To the left is one of our vineyards. It's the Bellevue Winery. They're have great wine and just beautiful festivals that they hold each year. And to the right is a hand-carved tree of in Richland of different symbolism. The symbolism on the tree is like different things that hold significance to us in our community. Okay, so trying to make sure I don't go too much over my time here. So overall, I believe that our township is a great township to be in. You feel safe. You can, raise your kids in the community without worrying about their safety as much as you would in maybe other towns. We have plenty of well-attended community events, which are put on by the township, and they're always really nice. We could have more diversity, though. I don't feel like we have enough diversity. We have a lot of Italian-American families, and we have a lot of Mexican families, but we don't necessarily have a ton of diversity. So I guess I'd like to see a little bit more of that. And I also would like to see a little bit more room for employment growth or career growth, because there's not a lot of opportunity outside of like farming and forestry and such like that. And the school district is overall a good school district as well. The only one that's not fabulous is the middle school, but I've been finding that a lot of the middle schools are kind of tough to gauge because it's a rough age. And this is a picture of my son. So we never really had to worry about anything happening to us as kids. We would be able to go in the backyard and play for hours, and no one would bother us. We could ride our bikes to the local ice cream shop. We'd catch lightning bugs in jars and let them go. Our parents could let us just be kids, and it was really good. And our neighbors have always been there for us. We could ask them for a cup of sugar. Like literally, it's like one of those towns where it'd be like, hey, and they invite us to their little, backyard things, and we'd invite them to ours, and we still do. And my son is growing up the same way, and he's just so full of character and life, and I really love that. So this is a picture of him at the local fire department. They let him sit on one of the fire trucks and go inside them and all of that. And the picture to the right is a picture of the first organized fire department, and this picture is from 1925, which is really awesome. So, and here are the references. So thank you so much for listening, and I can't wait to listen to everybody else's towns and all of that. Thanks.